Hi everyone, my name's Chloe. I am a first-time mum. I am currently almost 2 years postpartum, and I was diagnosed with postnatal depression and anxiety at 3 months postpartum. I had struggled a lot since a traumatic labor and birth and a difficult recovery. I suffered from chronic pain, and I struggled with the anxiety mostly and the emotions, the reality of being a mother and the pressure and the expectations that I put upon myself was a lot. And I think I struggled with that the most, but also with the fact that I just didn't feel like myself at all. I didn't feel like I could accomplish and achieve normal everyday things. And I was just really sad. And that kind of spiraled into an element of fear. I was afraid to be alone with my baby. And then slowly that developed into, I was afraid to be alone with my baby because I was worried that I might hurt her. Even though I didn't want to hurt her and I knew that I never would, I still obsessively feared that I would. So therefore that meant I no longer wanted to be alone with her. And that spiraled into intrusive thoughts, and eventually suicidal thoughts. So I reached out to my psychologist for an emergency session, and I went and saw my GP, and I was diagnosed with postnatal depression and anxiety. I decided to start antidepressant medication. My partner and my mother, who lived away from me, as well as my sister who lived nearby, all rallied together along with my partner's parents to help out with the baby and help out with the housework while I started my medication, because I had a reaction and I really struggled and ended up having to call the psychiatric triage team of my local hospital. This team really actually helped me in just feeling like what I was going through was normal, and that everything would pass. And they ended up arranging for me to see a psychiatrist there. And it was this psychiatrist that told me about a perinatal mental health unit at a local private hospital that I could actually apply to participate in. So I ended up in this hospital program a couple of weeks later, and I stayed there for 3 weeks. My partner and family members were able to come and visit me. My partner was able to actually stay the night, and he did. And there was various workshops as well as other mums and their babies there with me and my baby. And this hospital stay just made the world of difference for me. I understood so much more about postnatal depression and anxiety in general, but also what I was going through specifically. I was assigned a psychiatrist, and I still see that psychiatrist to this day. I was recommended to find a perinatal mental health psychologist, and I did, and I still see that psychologist to this day as well. The hospital program also, not only did I learn about how my expectations and the pressure I put onto myself was not realistic and also not necessary, but I learnt how to connect with other mothers who were going through the same things. And I'm still friends with those mothers to this day, and we talk regularly. And I really was able to develop a support network. I have family members and friends with children, but they don't live in my area. So to build a network of fellow mothers who were going through the same thing that I was just so valuable to me in my recovery. Support networks are just everything. And anytime you're having a bad day or you're feeling down about something, if you can reach out to someone and hear those words, it's going to be okay and this is normal, it just makes so much of a difference. So where am I at now? Well, I'm almost 2 years on, and I have started a podcast, the Real Mother Podcast. On here, I talk about, on the podcast, I talk about my experiences and my stories around having a baby and becoming a mother and what that meant for me. And some of the stories are retrospective, and sometimes I just talk about what's happening in my current day-to-day life in being a mother, being a working mother as well, lots of different things. Because hearing that somebody else has gone through something normalizes things for me, and it helps me tremendously. And I really wanted to share my stories in the hopes that it could help even just one person. Then, it's all worth it. And my pregnant friends listen to it, especially friends that I have that don't live near me, that I can't see very often. And we keep in touch via that. There's an amazing network on Instagram, particularly, of mothers who are spreading great awareness, just like Tammy, and they have become a new level of support network for me in my journey. So if you're struggling, what I would say to you is reach out, get the help that you need, get a great support system around you, talk to a psychologist, talk to a psychiatrist, try medication if you need to, and if it doesn't work out, you can always try a different medication. There are so many options, and the number one thing that I want you to remember is that anything that you feel is normal, and you are not alone, and you'll get through it. I promise. And you can be me, sitting here almost 2 years on, happy, healthy, thriving. It's possible. It definitely is. Thank you so much, and good luck.